Hello everyone, it's Chief Scott Kruger from the Bedford Fire Department. We're here today to talk about a couple of fire and safety tips for the holiday season. Of course, many of you during this time of year are going to put up and decorate a Christmas tree or a holiday tree. So just a few simple things you can do. If you're using a real or a cut tree, make sure you keep it watered. That's the most important thing. You don't want it to dry out, and it can become easily ignited by by Christmas bulbs or from nearby candles or from a fireplace. So the best thing you can do is keep that tree watered. The last thing you want to have happen is have that Christmas tree dry out and be the cause of a fire. Now with the cold weather is upon us, obviously the holiday season, but also it's cold weather again. So I'm just going to talk a little bit about heater and fireplace safety. As far as your heating devices, whether it's electric space heaters, gas, whatever type of heating device you use, you want to make sure you keep that a safe distance from combustibles. Combustibles meaning any type of your bed, furniture, clothing, Christmas presents. We always say make sure you follow the manufacturer's specifications with your heating element. Make sure it's UL Underwriters Laboratories approved for use inside. And the big thing is also don't put anything that's flammable on top of that unit, because it might be off when you put something on it. It feels cool, but then for some reason the thermostat kicks on because the temperatures drop, and now this unit is putting out heat again. And it's likely that any nearby combustibles are going to heat up enough for those to catch on fire. And a lot of times it seems to happen when people are sleeping because they're not seeing it occur with smoke and the start of a fire. Big thing to do with your fireplace, make sure you burn dry, seasoned wood. You don't want to burn wet or green wood. That creates a lot of smoke. You also want to make sure you have your chimney inspected or cleaned annually. A lot of times over the year, birds will tend to build their nests there, and it gets blocked up. You're more likely to have a fire in the flue in your fireplace. That's one way to ruin a holiday season, is to have a chimney fire, and everything in your home gets ruined.
Hello everybody, my name is Firefighter Anthony Poente. I'm the Public Fire and Life Safety Educator for the City of New Bedford, and we're going to give you some safety tips for the holiday season. The first one is going to be smoke alarms. We should all have these in our homes. They should be at the bottom of the stairways, top of stairways, inside of bedroom areas, outside of bedroom areas, in the basement, okay, depending on if you have a 3-tenement or a double family. You want to make sure that you check with the city code and your local fire department to see what the appropriate smoke alarm locations are for your house. But they're working 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year. They're always smelling for smoke. They do save lives. A lot of our fatalities throughout the United States and in the world come from houses that the smoke alarms are not working or disabled. The batteries are taken out. We want to make sure that we test them. We want to change the batteries once or twice a year. Usually when we change the clocks or the time, that's a good time to change the batteries for your smoke alarms. There are also carbon monoxide alarms. Alarms that we need because there's carbon monoxide that could be created in the home if you're burning fossil fuels like propane, oil, gas. Carbon monoxide is colorless, it's odorless. The only reason why you can smell gas is because the gas company puts in a dye called mercaptan that gives the flame that pretty blue color. We want to make sure there's one on each level of living space, and if there's a bedroom on that level of living space, there has to be a carbon monoxide detector within 10 feet. The basement, we want to have one in the basement as well.
So the other thing we're going to talk about now is going to be ice. You want to make sure you're always careful about when you go out on the ice, and if you're young, make sure your parents are with you. The safest ice to be around is the ice that you don't go on at all, because you never know what can happen if the ice is thin, if it starts cracking. The last thing you want to have happen is to fall in, because then it's a very dangerous thing. Obviously, everybody gets hypothermic, frostbite, and then rescuers have to enter out onto that ice to save you. Parents, don't let your kids run out onto the ice even though you think that it might be thick enough. If there's water running nearby, moving, it's going to make that ice thinner, and it's going to be less safe. So you want to use caution around any type of ice. Also, if we have that 4-letter word that nobody likes, snow, and you have to use your snow blower or your snow thrower, make sure you're safe about it. Sometimes they get clogged up, especially the wet snow. Don't think you're going to stick your hand in there a little bit just to clean it off while it's running, because you would be surprised how many people come out of that incident with maybe a few less fingers than they started with. So it's important to be safe around snow blowers. Don't leave them warming up inside a garage or enclosed area where you can end up with carbon monoxide being emitted from a running gas engine as well. So it's just simple things like that to be safe around ice and with snowblower safety.
The next thing I would like to talk about is another small fire that can become big fire, and that's candles. Candles should not be put near windows because there's curtains, there's draperies, there's shears. If the windows are drafty, the curtain moves. Now we have a small fire that becomes a big fire. We also, if you have pets, make sure that lit candles are in the proper dish. We'd like to say, like a 6-inch dish, safety dish, so we have over wax. We want to make sure that people don't get burned. It doesn't get on the furniture. For children, we want them only to blow out birthday candles. As far as these candles, we want adults to light them, and we want them to blow them out. Also, if you're celebrating Hanukkah, we want to make sure that you have really good candle safety, because that celebration involves a lot of candle safety.
This is a tip that you can use all year round, and that's making sure you have an egress plan from your house in the event that you do have a fire at night while everyone's sleeping. Remember to make sure you have a gathering point outside of your house. It can be anything, a mailbox, a fire hydrant, a certain tree, a place where if everyone escapes from your home, you have a place where everybody can meet, and that way everybody can be accounted for. That way when the fire department arrives, we can be notified if anyone's missing or if everyone's accounted for. Also, make sure you don't have lots of obstructions in your stairways, coming up from your basement and coming downstairs out into the, out into your front or back door to escape from your home. Seconds matter. You got to stay low, crawl on the floor, because the smoke and the deadly gases are more likely to rise, and you're safer when you crawl along the floor. It might give you a few extra seconds or a minute to be able to escape. And also, if you have a lot of visitors at your home, they're staying over for the holidays. Like I said, you might always have a few people decide to pop by, and they end up staying for the night or whatever. Make sure that they're aware of part of your plan so that they can be accounted for as well.
Another safety tip I'd like to talk about is smoking. We know that smoking goes on in the home. We'd prefer that people smoke outside and have a proper butt container, and that could be as simple as a metal container with sand in it, because we don't want people throwing cigarettes into leaves. We have a leaf fire. Cigarettes into mulch. We have a mulch fire. Cigarette into the grass. We have a grass fire. If you're going to smoke inside, if you have the cigarettes, do not discard them in the garbage. Leave them soaking in the sink, in a cup, in water overnight, and then you can discard them. Other things that may be around the house are also lighters. Another small fire that become a big fire. Matches. Another small fire that become a big fire. And barbecue lighters. As you have young people coming over for the holidays, we want to make sure that these things are put away properly and stored properly. We don't want young ones grabbing them, playing with them. Barbecue lighters look like a toy. Pretty blue color, has buttons. We want to make sure that these tools for grown-ups are put away. Another message that I'd like to get out is the importance of calling 911. 911 is very important because you don't know where your help is going to come from. If you're down the south end, ladder 3 and engine 6 are busy, you may have to wait for a downtown apparatus or a Cushion Avenue apparatus. So you want to call 911 as soon as possible, whether you have a fire, you have a police matter, you have a medical emergency. Calling 911 as soon as possible is the best thing to do. If you have a fire in your house, we want you to get out, we want you to get out, stay out, and we want you to call 911 from your meeting place that the chief talked about, and you want to explain to them what your emergency is. But when you call 911 using a cell phone, it's very, very important that you give them your address, because they don't know exactly where you're calling from, as opposed to if you were calling from a landline. Even if you think you have an emergency, even if you think you're not sure, you may have an outlet, something that looks like this in our wall, but you smell something funny, you don't know, if you're not sure, don't dismiss it. Call 911. We have thermal imaging cameras, because what may happen is we're going to come to your house, we're going to scan the wall, and we're going to find something like this that's going on inside the wall. So this is the reason why we want to call 911, just to get us activated. It takes time to activate us. It's easy to send us back.
Thanks everyone for tuning in and listening and watching to fire safety tips from the New Bedford Fire Department. I want to thank Firefighter Anthony Poente, who is our fire and life safety educator, for assisting me with hopefully providing all of you some safety tips to help through not only the holiday season, but through the winter season. If you are looking for more information, you can go on to the New Bedford Fire Department Facebook page, the Fire Department webpage on the City of New Bedford's homepage. Also, Massachusetts Department of Fire Services has great information on safety tips. So again, on behalf of the New Bedford Fire Department, have a safe and happy holiday season. Thank you.